This is KVUE News Daybreak.
Overnight, dozens of people told lawmakers their thoughts on Texas' proposed bathroom bill. What lawmakers decided to do after the late night session.
The Trump administration is talking tough while they're zeroing in on Iran.
An Austin neighborhood on edge because of a group of kids. How they're causing hundreds of dollars in damage and how police are trying to stop them. Good morning to you and thank you so much for watching Daybreak this Thursday morning. I'm Brian Main.
And I'm Yvonne Nava. It is April 20th, right? Thursday, April 20th?
20th it is.
Check that watch.
That's right. I got my watch on and it's working. You know who's also working today? Anna Reyes. She's got to look at traffic. But let's begin this hour with Erica Lopez, who's working on the weather. Good morning, Erica.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, keeping an eye on what we're waking up to this morning. If you're heading out the door, it's muggy and sticky out there. Dew points steadily increasing. We've been monitoring them in the lower 60s, now in the upper 60s. That means the humidity has increased and temperatures are in the 70s. Your rush hour forecast, we're kicking things off partly cloudy. We'll have decreasing cloud coverage, but also factoring in a 10% chance of rain shower activity this afternoon. And because of the partly cloudy conditions, temperatures should top out at about 80 degrees for this afternoon. So again, 10% chance for mainly the eastern counties today. Let's take a look at the roads this morning with Anna Reyes.
Thank you, Erica. Good morning. No major accidents to talk about this morning. We're giving you the green light for most of the Austin metro area. So if you're waking up with us, no major incidents to talk about. If you're hitting the road, though, 183 at Lakeline Boulevard, this is a live text.view. You can see most of this area is getting pretty busy at this hour. So let's talk about drive times. Mopac southbound 45 to downtown, a 15-minute commute. 2222 Cesar Chavez, a 4-minute commute. Now, if you're traveling southbound from 183, 45 to Mopac, a 7-minute commute and only 10 minutes, 45 to I-35. Guys, back to you at the desk.
Anna, thank you. Just over an hour ago, Texas lawmakers wrapped up a late night at the Capitol. They heard public testimony on the House's version of the bathroom bill until about 5 a.m. this morning. KVUE's Christy Milver is live at the Capitol for us this morning. And Christy, what did the lawmakers decide on the bill?
Well, Brian, the chairman of the committee decided to leave the bill pending. Public testimony on the bill began about 11:30 last night and, like you said, went into the early hours of the morning. Now, there were about 400 people signed up to speak, and more than 350 of them registered against the bill. Now, just to clarify, this is not the bathroom bill in the Senate, SB 6, which has already passed the Senate and would require people to use bathrooms based on the sex on their birth certificate. This bill, House Bill 2899, would not allow governments or school districts to make rules that allow transgender people to use restrooms that match their gender identity. And we heard testimony on both sides of the issue. One woman, Jess Herbst, who is the mayor of New Hope, Texas, says she's the only elected official in Texas who is transgender. She told lawmakers all her life she has watched groups, quote, stand up and demand the rights they deserve, and says that's what's happening here. And we also heard from a few who also feel this bill is about safety, but in another way, and are against it.
One day, everybody will be treated with respect and equality, and history will tell that story. Ladies and gentlemen of the committee, what side of history will you be on?
This is a very complicated issue, and I understand the significance of your decision-making here. But I would ask that you err on the side of safety of our children, and that they are going to be exposed to things that are going to do violence to their psychological
Now, some
development.
who are against the bill also worry about how this type of bill will affect the state's tourism and economy. Governor Greg Abbott has expressed support for a bathroom bill. The Senate's version of the bathroom bill, SB 6, passed the Senate, but has not yet been assigned a committee in the House. Live at the Capitol, Christy Milward, KVUE News.
All right, Christy, thank you. 6:04 is your time. The Trump administration continues facing foreign policy challenges spanning the Middle East through East Asia. Now on that list, Iran, as the White House reviews the Obama-era nuclear weapons agreement. They're also trying to clean up confusion over an aircraft carrier set to be headed to North Korea. ABC's Janame Norman is tracking it all from Washington.
Iran is the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson announced the administration is reviewing the Obama-era nuclear deal despite telling Congress Iran is holding up its end of the 2015 agreement.
An unchecked Iran has the potential to travel the same path is North Korea and take the world along with it.
On the campaign trail, Trump, the candidate, promising to renegotiate it.
They're doing the Iran deal. It was so bad, so pathetic. I looked at it. I looked at the way they negotiated. I said, these people don't know what they're doing.
The Trump administration also now trying to clarify possibly misleading statements about the location of the nuclear-capable aircraft carrier said to be headed to the Korean peninsula.
We are sending an armada, very powerful.
But the president's statement to Fox Business News wasn't exactly true. The USS Carl Vinson wasn't on its way. Instead, it was actually 3,000 nautical miles away, headed in the opposite direction for a military exercise off the coast of Australia. But reports of the carrier group dominated Asian news. A leading South Korean newspaper with the headline, "Trump lies on the Carl Vinson. Xi Jinping and Putin must be laughing. Is the U.S. bluffing its North Korean policy? The White House insisting it's not."
The president said that we have an armada going towards the peninsula. That's a fact. It happened. It is happening, rather.
The USS Carl Vinson is expected to arrive in the Sea of Japan next week. Meanwhile, UN Ambassador Nikki Haley says the U.S. isn't trying to pick a fight with North Korea, saying the ball is in their court over what happens next. Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
A surprise announcement from a high-ranking congressman. U.S. Representative Jason Chaffetz from Utah won't run for re-election. Chaffetz is the chairman of the House Oversight Committee. He led investigations into Planned Parenthood and Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server. However, he resisted calls from Democrats to investigate possible Russian interference in the presidential election last year and the president's financial dealings. Chaffetz says he wants to spend more time with his family. His term ends in 2018. The U.S. military air defense keeping an eye on Russia today after a pair of Russian bombers flew close to Alaska for the second time in as many days. On Tuesday evening, the bombers came within 35 nautical miles of the coastline, according to a U.S. official. Though they were flying in international airspace, they entered the United States military's air defense identification zone. Monday, the first time in more than 2 years that Russian military aircraft have flown this close to the U.S. mainland.
Well, school will continue as normal today for Vista Ridge High School in Cedar Park, despite a bomb threat made on social media last night. After an investigation, officers say there's no credibility to the threat. School leaders say if students have additional concerns about their safety, administration and school counselors will be available to talk.
Austin police asking for help finding a missing person. They say Thomas Hernandez was last seen at his home yesterday morning in southeast Austin. Police say Thomas suffers from dementia. He was wearing a black fedora, blue jean jacket, and khaki pants. If you see him, you're encouraged to call 911.
Summer, which is just around the corner, is a busy time for road construction, and TxDOT says hit the brakes in those work zones. It could save your life. According to a new report from the agency, in 2016 there were more than 25,000 crashes in work zones, causing 181 deaths. The number of deaths was up 27% from the year before, with the overwhelming majority of those victims being drivers. TxDOT says it's important that people pay attention so they don't become a statistic.
Our guys are out there, there's not much protecting them from whatever could happen. But oftentimes, the lives you save, they're yours. The injuries that you can prevent by driving safely, they're yours.
TxDOT is embarking on a statewide work zone awareness campaign to try and crack down on the issue. Traffic fines in work zones when workers are present double, and it can cost violators up to $2,000. State fire marshals headed to Bastrop to help investigate a fire that broke out yesterday morning. We brought this to you on Daybreak yesterday. It started about 1:30 a.m. yesterday at the Ramos Tex-Mex restaurant. People were evacuated from a nearby apartment because of smoke coming from the building. The restaurant has been declared a total loss. Thankfully, though, no one was hurt. Still no word on how the fire started. I bet her lips are sore, but it's all over. The 50-hour kiss-off has ended. We told you about this as well the last couple of mornings. In the end, Kiss FM 96.7 did a reverse drawing to narrow its Kiss a Kia contestants down to 2 before announcing the winner. Delini Jayasuriya, a 30-year-old from Austin here. She won. Her husband stayed with her the entire time. She was brought to tears a couple of times afterwards, saying how much she and her husband really needed this.
She kissed a car for 50 hours and walked away with the car.
That's amazing. And let me tell you something. I have a feeling she's going to pay extra close attention to the car, make sure it's nice and pristine.
I bet she is.
She really worked for it. You know what I mean?
I bet she is. I hope she gets a big bumper sticker with lipstick and puts it right on the back of it.
There we go.
Let's get a check on our forecast for this Thursday now with Erica Lopez. Hi, Erica.
All right. Hello, guys. Keeping an eye on your Thursday forecast, also the weekend forecast. You guys are going to love that. But here's what you're waking up to this morning. 60s, actually close to 70s, so upper 60s for a lot of folks. Mostly cloudy. We're going to decrease those clouds to a partly cloudy afternoon. But keep in mind, a 10% chance of showers, mainly for our eastern counties. This is why we have to keep in the 10% chance of showers. Lots of low-level moisture. That's going to hang around again, mainly for the eastern portion of our viewing area. But the good news is that we'll have a good amount of sunshine pop out with partly cloudy skies this afternoon. That's going to allow our daytime high temperatures to be in the mid to upper 80s for the majority of the viewing area. Here's a look at our KVUE photo of the morning. Erin sharing this on Instagram. She used the hashtag KVUE, and I was able to find it and air it on Daybreak. You guys can do the same thing. Let me know how you're enjoying the weather, and we'll be able to share your photos on Daybreak. Guys, back to you.
Aw, look at that. Puppy love with
Good-looking trio right there.
I know.
Excited to say they have discovered a new planet, naming it, here it is, there's the name, LHS1140b. Hopefully they come up with a new name or a nickname.
Like ring, you know, it doesn't have a ring.
Bob. just like Earth, only 7 times bigger. The planet's rocky, like ours, has the temperature for water, putting it in the habitable zone for life. It's outside of our solar system, roughly 39 light years away, so it'd take you a few hours to get there.
It looks like a Herman.
Herman, that's a good name. Let's
I like it.
Old Hermie.
Yeah. Well, coming up, millennials are not like their parents or any other generation before them. We're going to look at a few of the ways that they are breaking the molds.
And planning for the future, how you can actually put in a pre-order now for the first flying car.
And a bully brutally beating a boy caught on camera in a Texas school, what the police and the school are doing about it.